everyone. Welcome to the first ASMR vlog slash video on this channel. I think I always kind of talk like this, but just unknowingly. But this time I have to because this is going to be a reading vlog and I pretty much read mostly at night. So it just makes more sense, but the mic will help us out. But welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a vlog that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. And now that it's happening. Like now that I'm filming this intro, there's no going back. I'm going to make sure I get this vlog done. And I'm really excited because doing vlogs forces me to read a series that I wanted to read because it's just going to be put off over and over and over if I have nothing to show for it. What series is it, you ask? It's Caraval. This is a series that my best books to friend, Natalie, from at the Starry Bibliophile on Instagram, totally follow her. She loves this series. This is one of her favorite series, and I did read the first book a while back, but I just never had the motivation to. Oh my gosh, the fireworks are starting. It's July 3rd, July 4th is tomorrow. I don't really celebrate the 4th of July. But yeah, I'm really excited. This is like a fantasy series and I'm on my fantasy grind. I just read one of the most high fantasy books ever and it became my favorite fantasy book ever. So now I'm like, I just need to read the right ones. I think also I'm really into like romantasy books are better than fantasy books only. Like I need a good, like it has to have romance. And I think that applies to most fantasy books, but like we gotta like get a mixture. It needs to be like half and half, not like 70-30. But yeah, I think that's what this is a little bit. And it's very fairy tale esque. And my nails kind of match the book. So I don't know if you see that, but that's really exciting. And I want to just get into it because it's like 10 o'clock. And basically, it's Monday, right? And I have to finish this series in 3 days, which means I have to read a book a day. So I have to sit right now and binge the whole thing no matter what. So tonight, read Caraval. Tomorrow night, read Legendary. And then the next day, read Finale. And then the day after, get on a plane at 2 a.m. to go to California. So that should be fun. I just can't do the vlog over the plane and like it's just not gonna work. So we are going to get started right now and I'm excited. I might cut in if really interesting things happen, but we'll see what happens. I might, come back at the halfway point, whatever. Let's just get started. I was getting ready to put on my fairy tale playlist from YouTube. Then I saw the video that I was in the middle of, and it's one of those like summary of an entire thing type of series on YouTube. Those are my favorite things ever. But I only like when it's of something that I have read or watched. Right now I'm watching the Crescent City one because I know there were like gaps because it was like really high fantasy. And I really want to watch it. But yeah, I just got distracted. But we're gonna get back to it and actually press the video, the fairy tale playlist video. So I'm only like 50 pages in. So basically this is about this main girl, Scarlett, and she's really close with her sister Donatella or Tella, and they live on this island and there's this thing called Caraval that she really wanted to go to as a kid and so did Tella. So she wrote a letter to the main guy who leads it, Legend, every single year and finally he had responded, but now she's like moving on, about to get married and everything. And so they're like, no, we need to go. Even though she's like, I want to be safe and stay here and not get in trouble because our dad is super abusive and problematic. So right now they're like on the boat. They're getting there. But Julian, Tella's little boy toy, the tension, we're on page 55, right? The tension between him and the main character, Scarlet, not Tella, but Scarlet, shocked me because uh, is Tella nothing now? My girl Tella, I think I like her a lot. Um, like I said, this is like reading it all over again, even though I did read this like last year or 2 years ago, I guess now. Yeah, it's been a while, so I forgot everything. So it's like the first time again, but I almost fell asleep, so maybe I should just sit and read. I'm only on page 100, but I'm gonna go to bed because I keep falling asleep. The book's not even boring, it's really eventful, and they're in Caraval now, and like things are happening, but I just keep falling asleep because I think I'm just really exhausted. Last night I stayed up till 2 reading Crescent City because the book was so freaking good, and now I am paying for it. So I'm gonna go to bed and try to wake up like a little earlier tomorrow. So I'll do that and then keep reading. Hopefully, I finish it all in one sitting at that point because I really can't afford to not finish all 3 books in 3 days. But yeah, hopefully things work out tomorrow. I am back, you guys. But it's actually July 5th. So it's the last night, aka the night where I was supposed to be reading this book and finishing it, but that did not happen. So I wanted to talk about my little Caraval experience, and then I have packing to do, so I'll just let you guys watch me pack because before I finish Legendary, the second book, I need to have everything done because at 2 a.m., which is in 5 hours, I will be off to Cali. So that doesn't leave a lot of room for certain things. So let's talk about Caraval. So, like, I don't know what it was. And I've read this book before, so I kind of had a feeling that this would happen. But it just, like, it was good, but something was missing the first time and something was missing this time. And I feel like it was a little bit less interesting the second time around because I kept falling asleep. Like, I would try to read this and then I would just drift off. And I think part of it was just the book hangover I got from Crescent City because you know how much I loved that book. But it's just like something was missing, and I'll talk about it. So, this was basically about Scarlet going to this whole fair, this Caraval thing. She had wanted to do it forever. Finally, Legend answered her, and he's like, whatever, whatever. And her sister, Tella, gets kidnapped. And then the whole part of the game this year is everybody needs to, find the clues, follow the clues, and find and get Tella and like win the game. And so she goes on the quest because obviously it's her sister, she loves her. And so she's with Julian pretty much the whole time. And basically the whole thing is her like not knowing what's real and what's fake and like just being deceived the entire book and just not knowing like what's really going on. And I thought it was like fine, but it was like something was missing, like something was just not capturing my attention reading wise. And it's like it was giving a little bit horror vibes. So if you like horror, this will be for you. But it was just not, something with the writing was like, it seems like it should be a fast-paced, easy fantasy, but it was like so confusing sometimes. I was like, I don't know where I am. And I think that's a part of the experience because she was also confused and just like not sure. But I got really bored, and I feel like it's kind of funny because this is like the least boring book, yet I just couldn't get into it. So I feel a little bit bad. But yeah, like I don't know. I gave it a 3.75. I gave it a 4 last year or 2 years ago, but now I'm thinking 3.75 because I would have, if I was like interested and I still want to read, I would give it a 4, but I kept falling asleep, and here I am on the last day where I should have been on book 3, but I couldn't get past the first book. But the way it ended, I was like, okay, like I want to keep going. It's very interesting. And now I'm reading Legendary, and that one is stepping up the game, like here. Like, and it's also, I got excited because Jax is in this book, and he's in this book, which I haven't read yet, but I've heard amazing things. He's very morally gray. So far, he's just like a villain. He's just awful. But I love that little plot line, and he's such an interesting character. I just keep reading. Like, that's what I was missing from this one. There were characters like that, but they were so like quick, and then they would leave, and then we'd be like, oh, oh, we don't think they're real. We don't think they're like really for her. And that was pretty much the repetitive thing in the book. But this one, it's like he's gonna be fun. So I'm really excited. And after I pack, I'm just gonna sit down and I have to finish it because I cannot pack Legendary. So I'm gonna pack Finale and I'm gonna finish the vlog like over the trip because I have no other choice. So this will be one of the books I'm packing. And then I'm conflicted because what if I'm in the mood to just continue the series and read Once Upon a Broken Heart and like read the spin-off thing? But what if I want to read this book because this book will go with the Disability Pride Month thing, and I had this book for like 2 months now and I really want to read it. Or Travis by Mia Sheridan, which is like the sort of spinoff to Archer's Voice, and Archer's Voice is my favorite standalone of all time slash favorite book of all time. So like this might be like a good read to just, follow up. I originally wanted to pack this, but like I kept DNFing it, so it might put me back in a slump. But it's summer, and this is the only summer book I own right now. So maybe I wanted to pack it, but I'm on the fence with this one. I don't think I'm going to pack it. But there are some JLA books. So I wanted to do a reading vlog on From Blood and Ash, but I realized it's just probably not realistic. I just don't really think books this thick will be able to like, I just don't think I can do it. But I still want to read them. And I want to reread this one, but at the same time, do I want to reread all the books or do I want to just find long synopses that just tell me what happened so I can get to the next book? And also, I do have an early copy of the book coming out July 25th, The Soul of Ash and Blood. So excited. I do love them. I love the characters. It's just the plot and the world building that it's like, I'm so lost. I feel like I need to reread the series. So I'm like, should I bring the one book that I didn't read and just try to find synopses of everything else? Or should I bring the first book and start the reread of the series? So we'll see what I find. But yeah, that's my life story. I just want to get to Legendary as soon as possible, and it's getting a little bit late. So maybe I will just pack really quickly. You can watch me pack, and then I'll do a quick, like, where I'm at in Legendary, and then I'll just read that until I'm done, because I have to finish it today. I've been all in my phone, I got options, and I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your fair, yeah. Something that makes me look at you too often, oh, baby, you can give it something. Baby, I can run all the time. Baby, I'm
crazy. I need you running my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I still can check in with you. I know that I need my friends, but I wouldn't wanna leave, even though I wouldn't wanna bleed, even my heart, my mind, and my body. My mind, my mind, and my body. My body says my mind, my mind, and my heart. My body says I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is, but you got me going crazy. Just to you is so amazing. How long can you go, baby? At last to my body so amazing.
Hey everybody, I am at a hotel right now, or Airbnb really, and I'm finally done with the series, but I didn't do any updates in between because I've been traveling so much. So, like, I was on the plane, and then it was just nonstop traveling, seeing the area, and really awesome things. And I did get a lot of reading done. So, the night before we left for the trip, I finished Legendary. So, let's talk about it because I have to say, I expected to give it a 5 star or like a 4.5. I didn't end up